So I was talking about, sorry, my stream randomly ending and because of a phone call. And so I went into my thing to like put it on do not disturb. I'm such an idiot. And of course I ended the stream again, you know. I'm learning. It's just different streaming on your phone versus on your computer. So that's weird, right? Um, anyway, so sorry about that. I'm still not sure this is the right. I am not sure streaming on my phone is the best idea, and Richard does not think it's a good idea. Like, he's like, you should use a webcam, but I don't have one. And I bought this device first, so, you know, I don't really know what I'm doing. If I need to change my setup, I super will. So I'm just making a little bit of a glaze here with my, that's not gonna work. Oh, I don't wanna do that. Whoop, whoop. Just drop my little guy. So I also, that's another thing is I forgot, I've been just so busy, I forgot to buy these little wooden bases for my figures to go mounted on, because then they're easier. You can hold them down here instead of like holding the little guy. So I need to get over and get some of those. Just trying to highlight a little bit of his like muscle groups, the parts that like the sun would shine on or whatever. I've learned in painting that you can't like fixate over one area, and don't even paint one area for very long, because if you look at it too long, you just go crazy. You kind of go blind on it and you start losing your perspective. So it's better to, you know, paint an area for a little while, and then before you're really satisfied with it, just move on. Go somewhere else and paint something else, and then come back later. You're going to find more satisfaction. You know, and half the time I hate all of my paintings until I get away from them and I like step away, even, you know, like, you know, hang it up on the wall, walk away, come back, look at it from 10 feet away, and I'm like, oh, that looks better than it was when it was right in my face. Okay, not loving that. This is a technique that I seriously need to learn. It's a lot different than in watercolor. I mean, watercolor is a much smoother medium to work with. I wonder, this is, I'm gonna just try this. Okay, I've added a medium to this, and so this should actually work better than maybe what I'm doing, because it fills in the gaps. This is not a technique that I've used on watercolor. I've just kind of seen it done. I don't know about it. I actually don't mind that. Kind of really, I mean, that's pretty much almost dry. I'm gonna keep doing that. Do it along these scaly parts of his back. It'll get into the grooves and crevices and yeah, this little guy came almost white before, and I sprayed him black. And then from above, you can kind of see like here, I sprayed just like a white primer down on top. I don't like that. So I could see basically like if the sun was right above him, where that would be. It kind of helps with the shading and knowing where to put the highlights and stuff. This is a really crappy paintbrush, and I feel like it's better to do it with this one than ruin my really nice paintbrushes that are made of like animal hair and stuff. I'm gonna add a little more water to that. Yeah, at least that looks white. Yeah. Well, I mean, I painted, so he was painted black first, like that. And I have actually painted him a really dark, dark blue because he is called a blue, what the heck is he called? I can't open that drawer right now where his box is, but it's a blue something or other. So I guess he has to be kind of blue. I wanted to paint him like red and purple and stuff, but I mean, that would be weird. I need to get rid of that little bit of white right there. So anyway, yeah, I like how that's kind of turning out pretty good with that little bit of highlights getting in the grooves, and then I can come back with some darker shading. But I'm gonna have to do this all over him now. Really get out all the highlights. The friend of mine that told me to get into this, he also was like, you should stream it because people really like to see people learn. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so embarrassing because, like, you know, I'm pretty nervous about people seeing my craft. It's just embarrassing to me. Like I get such stage fright when it comes to playing my music, like in public. I just can't breathe. So this is a little hard. At least it's just, you know, for friends right now. Your gracious friends who stick by you and watch you even though you're lame or boring. Oh, I need to paint under there. Missing the color under there. See? Yeah, I do like this highlighting though. Look, goes on kind of weird looking, but it actually is turning out pretty well. All right. Okay. I don't really know what to do with this now. I don't know what color. Fix these little spots. Thank you. Have a great dinner. I'll catch you later. All right, I think I need to dry brush this part and also up here, but I'm not 100% sure what color to dry brush. Does anybody have any ideas? So I'm fairly new to this, and choosing the colors for glazing, highlighting, shadowing, all that stuff, you know, it just kind of gets me. I'm not really sure. Just don't have an instinct for it yet. Like when it comes to watercolor, like, you know, watch out, like I can super do that. And so maybe I need to just kind of go with that instinct, but it's hard. And maybe I just need to think about that. So if you were a watercolor, what would I do? So I want to bring out the shading. Maybe I'll just, I think I'll just try, I don't know. So I'm just gonna get most of the paint off of my brush. I dipped it in the paint, most of it off. This is totally dry, and I'm just gonna brush. Oh, I think I got too much paint still on it. Dang it. I'm just gonna brush over the top of that. I think I just still have too much. Might need to start over. Maybe I'll try back here. It's supposed to just pick up and highlight. I mean, that looks okay. It's not, yeah, it's doing it. Maybe I should have picked a different color. And so I'm not really sure how to make this stand out the way I want it to, because right now he's pretty damn boring. What if I did, I'm gonna try something that I'm not really sure is gonna work out. But that's what this process is all about. I have to learn what I like and what I don't, what's working for me and what's not. Oh, that's terrible. I don't like that at all. Okay, that's gross. All right, just gonna maybe go with, let's see. I'm trying to find like a good red combo for the eyes. Like I said earlier, I don't want to spend too much time on one area and like wig myself out on that one area. So I'm switching different area now. Oh, that's too much. That's too much. Ugh, don't like that. I need more red. It's turning into a muddy brown and I don't like it. I want this to be more of a red. I don't know if you guys can see my wet palette, but I want this to be kind of a dark red, but not brown. I don't know. That might work. If it doesn't work and I hate it, I will remove it. So, okay. All right, hopefully I'm not too shaky. I'm gonna switch paintbrushes to something finer if I can find my paintbrushes. Dude, where's my little teeny one? It's MIA. That's weird. I can't see. I mean, this one will work. This one just isn't one of my really good ones. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to put this red in first. Really stabilizing my hand because I'm so shaky. It's not as bad as it was when I first streamed. Might have been just because I was nervous as shit. Okay. So I'm basing this in with just a little bit of red, just for like interest's sake. I might outline it later with some black, but right now I'm just gonna do the red. Let it dry. I kind of like the flat red. It's kind of spooky. All right. Hey babe, what's up?
I'm gonna go see Shelby, okay?
Okay, have fun.
I'll be back soon.
Have you. All right, I'm going to actually see if I can do a little highlighting or shadowing in a little bit of black. See what that looks like. Just right somewhere innocuous. It's not gonna make me insane. Like how about back here? This may be the wrong brush to do this. I feel like I had too much paint, too much water in there. Take that off, or most of it. Well, that's even better, just removing some of the water. Well, that's something. Let's try that again. I don't mind that. Let's try it somewhere else, but like right here. So my schedule, I put up a schedule last week. I forgot actually what my schedule was because I'm kind of new, you know. So I'm not actually on the schedule tonight, but I am scheduled for a few nights this week, and I'll try to stick to that schedule better. I think I'm supposed to start streaming those nights at like 5:30. I'm Mountain Time, just so you know. I think it adjusts automatically for the viewers, but I'll try to stick to that. So right now I'm just trying to get these muscles to kind of pop out by putting just a little bit of like shadow along them, and then actually coming back in and just kind of like wiping up the excess. To do that over his fingers. I mean, this is just really delicate work. It's just so small. But I don't know. There. Alright, let's do the other side to see how I like this. Continue to... I know there's better techniques, but I'm starting small with these techniques. Some people use a pen for this. I feel like I need to get good with a paintbrush first. Like on these miniatures, and not, you know, it's not cheating for sure. It's just a different technique that I haven't learned yet. I sometimes mix media with my watercolor. I'll mix acrylic sometimes if I want a really bold color. That's fun. So I'm actually just putting this black down inside these curves, and then just kind of taking up the excess. If I add a little bit of extra water to the paint in my palette, which is weird, then I can kind of brush it in. And if you're cringing at what I'm doing, feel free to offer up what I could do different, because part of why I want to stream is because I want ideas from the community on how I can do better. And this is a great way to get, feedback on, how to do better work. So yeah, I really like that. I like probably a much better, easier way to do that, but it really has made these muscle groups just kind of stand out a little bit, which is important. Here, I like it. Little blending so it doesn't look so contrived. Also, that weird little thing is still popping. Don't like it. Here. Need to really cover that up. Got a little crazy with my white, gray stuff. I'll blend that in later when it dries a little. Got a little crazy with my white, gray. All right, just gonna keep going with this shading the muscle groups up here. It needs to blend that in. It looks too stark. Much like I watercolor, I just kind of go from one section to another, hardly really even, focusing on one area too long. I wonder if I should take these little nodules like these and kind of put a little highlight around them like that with the black. Might look kind of good. tomorrow I'm supposed to stream at 5:30. Pretty sure I can make that. Trying to really stream more often because the more practice I get at this, the better I will do. And I really love it. I really love to paint. It's a super good stress killer for me. Hardly anything really gets me like painting does. Which is funny because I am not a painter by trade. I work with kids in a school system, the school district. I work with kids that are I work with kids that are disabled, disabilities in general. Been doing that for quite a while. Quite like it, but it's stressful too. It's a lot to do. A lot is required of you mentally, emotionally. Oh, right? Do a little bit of this on his legs. Crazy little, whatever these legs are. Well, they're very muscular, whatever they are. What water in my paint would help for sure. I don't know what I'll paint after this. I still feel like I really need to just... Oh, I think I have a little... I have another little dragon, and I think I have a little sorcerer. I haven't... Oh, and I have the little dragon that I haven't quite finished yet either. I probably should finish it. It's in my head. The dragon is. I don't know what to do with it at this point. Like, I've done some shading. I need to do some texturing to this and up here. I quite like, for the most part, how the wings are turning out. I still have some shading and things to do to the back of the wings and also these ribs, but I'd like to do a little bit more highlighting on the tail. And also, I mean, his body's looking pretty good. Like, I've put some highlights on his ribs and stuff, but I need to do something with this crazy mane and make some better eyes. Like, I'm kind of liking this little goblin's eyes, but I need to do something with this dragon's eyes. You know, I'm not a professional, of course, so I don't really know what else I would want to do to this, so I'm going to throw it out there and just see if anybody can give me some ideas, you know, pointers, some direction on what I should do. I like the idea of this, like, ice being like a translucent red, but I'm not quite confident enough yet with my skills to do that to my likeness, and I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to the painting, so if I hate it, I'm not sure how I would get it off. So, I'm not sure if I could use paint thinner on it. So anyway, I've seen some really cool translucent painting, but I'm not really really sure how to do it, so haven't attempted it yet. Okay. Wish I could find my really good fine paintbrush, but this will have to do for now. I just need to go get another one. Quite expensive, the ones with the animal hair, but they are better because they hold the paint better. Get more paint in your brush. It also spreads the paint better. So, yeah. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do is I haven't finished all of that black highlighting yet, and also I kind of need to do a little touch up anyway, but I haven't finished all of that yet. It's looking pretty, you know, defined, even though it's still pretty subtle. I like it. I like that about it. But I am curious if anybody watches this, what you would do now with this, because he's a blue something or other. I can't remember what he's called, but we know he's blue. I can't deviate too much from that, much as I wanted to, and probably, you know, to be quite honest, I probably could. It would not have been that big of a deal. But I didn't want to. I wanted to stay with the theme of the guy, so, but, you know, now that I've painted in blue, what now? What do I do now that's really going to make this little guy just pop? I need some direction, so, you know, hopefully I get a little bit. You know, you could, you know, if you have an idea, maybe you could log on tomorrow when I'm painting and share your ideas. That'd be amazing. I'd love to chat with people who have a little bit more experience and give me, you know, the benefit of their expertise, because I super love this. But also don't want to waste my time making, you know, junk. Ugly little miniatures that are like, whoa, so gross. So, I think I'm gonna end my stream now for the moment. Be back tomorrow to continue to work on this little guy. And we will catch you then. Thanks for watching.